Hey folks, Leo here, your go-to crypto insider with the pulse on XRP's wild ride. Buckle up, because today we're diving into something explosive. A shocking new XRP timeline that's got the community buzzing like never before. XRP's sitting at $2.32 right now. But what if I told you whispers from top analysts point to a surge that could shatter records, potentially hitting triple digits by year's end? Yeah, you heard that right. This isn't pie in the sky dreaming, it's backed by real catalysts unfolding as we speak. Stick around, because by the end, you'll see why this changes everything for XRP holders. But first, let's unpack this timeline step by step. Alright, let's jump right into the meat of it. We've seen XRP climb steadily this year, but today's chatter on X is lighting a fire under it. Just this morning, analyst TradeVet dropped a bombshell thread outlining a week-by-week supercycle path to EOY 2025 chaos. He's calling it grounded in math, not memes, factoring in things like the $37 trillion US debt crisis, turning into utility gold for XRP. Starting from our current $2.32 spot, he predicts consolidation this week around $2.40 to $2.70. With a potential spike if shutdown talks resolve positively. But wait until you hear about next week. Kazan Summit echoes and Enbridge momentum could push us to $3.50. This guy's running 10,000 simulations showing a mean EOI price of $3,456. Insane, right? And he's not alone. Scrolling through X today, the vibe is electric. Take this post from XRP Viking God Eric Plot. He's highlighting a repeat of 2017's pattern where XRP crashed hard before skyrocketing. He ties it to a video from the Bearable Bull, dropping fresh insights on how the recent 40% dip to $1.15 was engineered to liquidate longs, just like back then. Now, with the bottom in, they're eyeing catalysts like yesterday's Fed rate cut, spot XRP ETFs potentially approving between October 18th and 25th. That's next week, folks, and Ripple's banking license decision by month's end. Plot's even floating $500 to $750 targets if BlackRock's tokenization floods in $600 trillion. This is insider info you won't find elsewhere, straight from the trenches. But let's break it down further. Analyst Alex Cobb is stirring the pot, saying XRP's next leg up could straight up challenge Bitcoin's throne. In his latest X post, he points to mixed market vibes, but emphasizes how XRP's utility in cross-border payments is about to dominate as de-dollarization ramps up. Community reactions are pouring in. Posts like JD's chart showing a perfect bearish divergence play out from July, now flipping to potential bullish divergence. He's warning that breaking below $2.02 weekly could negate it. But if we hold, it's game on. And get this, Bitcoin Census is spotting a 2023 fractal repeat, pump, consolidation, then another massive pump. Their chart has XRP in a 10-month range as a launchpad for the next macro leg. Now imagine this. We're in what Wyckoff pros call a major accumulation area. 36 Crypto's thread today nails it, saying the structure is repeating from 2017's bullish run. They've got analysts like Hov mapping an expanded flat correction, with a 50% bounce off support already in play. He's eyeing $5.50 as the first target in this impulsive phase. Mix in posts from digital OutL00K, hyping the broadening wedge and fifth wave setup, with ETF buzz and Larry Fink's tokenization talks fueling it. Swells just around the corner on November 4th to 5th. Expect announcements that could ignite FOMO like wildfire. What if these pieces click? Picture tariffs on China hitting November 1st, rerouting $5 trillion through BRICS and Enbridge, straight to XRPL. TradeVet's timeline has us jumping 25 to 30% that week alone, to $4.50. Then, mid-November, ISO 2022 goes live on the 22nd, unlocking $15 to $30 trillion in flows. That's a 30 to 40% bump to $7, with Burns tightening supply. By December, Genius Act expansions and year-end treasury moves could send us parabolic, peaking at $100 plus in bull scenarios. This isn't speculation. It's flows, data, and real-world utility colliding. But hold on, let's address the skeptics head-on, because I know some of you are thinking, Leo, is this just another hype cycle? If you're doubting this surge like most newcomers do, you're not alone. Common myths say XRP is too centralized or tied to banks to moon. Wrong. Ripple's ODL hit $1.4 trillion in Q3, and RLUSD mints are at $792 million. Real adoption, not vaporware. Critics point to past dumps, but today's different. Leverage is wiped, open interest halved from $9 billion, and whales are positioning, not selling. Take that bearish take from Liu Zedacheng. He sees a wave C drop to $2.45, but even he admits it's chart-based, ignoring macro triggers. Or Dexter Black calling XRP a disappointment with only 6x from ATH. Fair, but projections miss the utility explosion. We're not chasing memes. We're front-running institutional demand. And if you're worried about volatility, think of it like this. XRP is like a coiled spring in EGRAG's descending wedge. 57% chance of upward breakout to $9 per measured moves. Risks? Sure, 10 to 20% corrections from whale plays or shutdown drags. But buffers like ETF inflows and $1.4 trillion quarterly flows make dips viable. This timeline counters the pain points. Doubt, FUD, missed opportunities by showing the path. Consolidation now, catalysts next, explosion soon. Building to the climax here. What if this supercycle hits full throttle? TradeVet's 95th percentile has EOY at $4,789, but plots BlackRock's scenario? Over $100,000 per XRP? Yeah, mind-blowing. With 19 spot ETFs filed and 6 months of futures trading checked off, institutions are about to compete for tokens, not derivatives. Jay Claver says it'll make prices uncomfortable, for the right reasons. Supply shock's no longer a meme, it's mathematical. XRP's scarcity plus trillions in demand? This changes everything. Stick around, because the reveal is, by 2026, we're talking 135 to 215 monthly targets, per Chaos Theory Sims. The storm's brewing, and XRP's at the eye. Wrapping this up on an uplifting note, we've recapped the wins, from today's $2.32 base to a timeline packed with Fed cuts, ETFS, ISO mandates, and parabolic burns. This is our moment, XRP fam. The reset where utility trumps hype and early holders reap massive rewards. Remember though, this is not financial advice. Do your own research and invest wisely. If this blew your mind, smash that like button right now. It helps the algorithm push this to more in the community. Drop a comment below with your XRP price target, $10, $100, or beyond. Subscribe for more alpha like this, straight from the source, and share with the crew. Let's get XRP to the moon together. See you in the next one.